going to try something I haven't done before. Just turn on the camera and look at the camera. The camera looks at me, then I just go through my thoughts. Because when I just have my free time here and I'm just in my space doing nothing, just moving around, just watching videos on YouTube, scrolling social media a bit, I have so much to talk about. Like I just be talking with myself like this, like what I'm doing right now, like this. Just be talking to myself. Though right now I'm recording for the camera. And I brainstorm so many ideas, just think, man. Like it's amazing how sitting down to just think it can either ruin your day or it can make you happy. Because that has happened to me before. Like that video that I made when I was talking about, this whole thing of wealth. Like that week was a crazy week. My thoughts was just thinking so much, and my thoughts were just like, bro, man, how am I really going to maneuver through this game of life, man? How am I going to make it big? Like, you're there and you just feel hungry for success. You want to achieve big things, but you don't know what to do, man. Oh my God. That was what was going in my head. Like, even if you have ideas of what to do, for a minute when you're in that frustration, they all disappear. Because I've read books on investing. I've watched so many videos on investing, on making more money, on using leverage to become successful, on acquiring loans. Though loans are a bit of a tricky thing to do, taking out a loan and you being likely to lose everything, because sometimes when you take on a loan and you don't have like an asset to put forth, or even if you have an asset to put forth and you take out a loan and you start, like, let's say financing for a car, and time comes and you can't pay off your loan, like maybe they will give you 1-2 months and you still can't pay, you could easily lose everything, because the arrangement was pay this amount of money every month, and if you don't pay up this amount of money every month, we're going to take away your car. So like I've watched videos, man. I've taken in content. Like I've just had these many ideas in my head. Like, but I think for me the problem that I be facing a lot is risk. Taking on risk. How is it going to come up for me? How is it going to affect me as a person? Is it really going to get me on reset? Because there's a possibility where you like take on a loan and you put forth some of your assets. Let's say I don't even know if they would allow me to put my camera, my laptop, my phone as like security in case I don't pay up, and then they just take this stuff. I don't know if they will do that, but there is a possibility that you can get a loan and you make an arrangement with a bank or whichever body you're taking a loan from. You take a loan from them, and then you come up with this arrangement that if you're not able to pay, whatever progress you've had over the years or over the months after your initial payment, because when you're trying to like make an arrangement, even if it's for a car and you want to finance it over a period of time, you have to put down a down payment. So let's say you take on a loan, you put down your down payment, and then after you have to like finance it over a period of like 3 years, and in the second year you're unable to pay. Let's say you've been laid off, you don't have a job, you don't have work, and you're busy looking for work. It's now 3 months down the road, you're busy looking for work, you haven't paid your monthly income, like your monthly loan. I don't know if it's a loan or what, but you haven't paid your monthly, like you're supposed to pay, let's say 500 grand every month, and you're unable to do that. So maybe the bank, or maybe whatever body you've made an arrangement with, can take ownership of whatever property you're trying to acquire, whether it's your car, whether it's a house, whether it's whatever. They can take ownership of it and not even refund you your money, your initial income, like the money that you had put forth, your down payment, and not even refund it to you. I still don't know how that works exactly. Like that's what I'm thinking in my that's what I've been thinking about, like when I've been watching these videos. I don't know if it's exactly that. Maybe there's a way you can protect yourself from losing everything if you can't continuously pay on that loan. continuously pay on a monthly basis. Maybe there's a way you can protect yourself and maybe you can get some money back. Because if I've bought a car of like 50 million, and I'm trying to finance it in a period of 3 years, and say I put down a down payment of 20 million, I'm trying to finance it over 30 years now. I'm trying to clear that 30 million, of course, with interest, and I've paid up to like 40 million, right? I paid up to 40 million, and I'm having problems, and I can't pay off my monthly income, like what I'm supposed to pay monthly. What's that amount of money you be paying to the bank, or to that amount? What's it called? I don't know, man. I'm just in my head too much here, but you can bear with me. I'm sure you can understand what I'm trying to get to. So if you can't be able to pay that 500 grand every month, because now you've been laid off, you don't have a job, like you're going through some serious hardship, maybe you got an accident and you paid off a lot of money, like whatever the case, like something, like life gets to you, yeah, and you can't pay off 500, and now you just want to like end this arrangement of paying off your car of 50 million. So how do you go about it? Does the bank just take the car, or does the body, whichever body gave you a loan, take ownership of the car? I think it usually depends on what arrangements you had with whoever is loaning you the money. This is why I've just been thinking, like my head has been thinking, even just moving around the house before I started to record this video. I've just been thinking like maybe I need to go like and have a meeting with a financial expert in a bank or something, like someone who does this whole thing of giving out loans, and we just discuss, man. Just tell me like what do I need to know? Because when I you see, the thing about YouTube, when you're trying to research on YouTube, it's that with YouTube you need to know what you're trying to research, and sometimes you don't know what you want to research. So this is the case right now. I don't exactly know what I want to research, though I may be knowing what I want to research, but I might put it on YouTube like in a search bar, and I instead write a sentence instead of writing like a question, like a title, and I don't know what title to write, so I may not get the results that I want. But I want to know, like, if I go to the bank, but I want to know, like, if I'm unable to pay my loan, let's say I've got a loan and I'm now unable to pay the loan, what happens? You take ownership of the property and even my initial payment, even my down payment, and I don't get anything. Like, how do we go about this? I've paid 40 million. Yeah, I'm remaining with 10 million and interest, which could be like 4 million, which is 14 million. I'm remaining with 14 million to pay up, but I can't pay right now. So how do we go about it? Like, do you take ownership of my property, all of it? So like that thought has just been in my head, like, guys, come on, like, maybe someone knows the answer to this in the comment section. Maybe you can just write it down in the comment section. One expert, you can reach out to me and like we like talk this out. But I do want to go to the bank. I'm actually thinking of like just talking with some of these people, like who sell cars, who sell bikes, even people in real estate, like just try to find out more, because I tend to do most of the research on my own, just drown myself on YouTube, watch so many videos, but I feel like that takes a lot of time, and I could be moving a lot faster if I understand these things much better. And when I say move a lot faster, I mean maybe I could start like saving up with a clear end in mind, because if you don't have a clear end in mind, you can't really achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So like I know there's a way to get a car of 50 million without really having 50 million cash. I know there's a way to get a house of 200 million or 100 and something million without having the money cash. There's a way how you do it with putting a down payment, then arranging like a payment method that you're going to be committed to over the years. Like every month you have to put down this down payment. But what happens when you're unable to pay off that loan? When you're unable to put that down payment on a monthly basis, like this month I can't put down my 500 grand, or I can't put down 1M for this house that I'm trying to finance over a period of 20 years. Like, what happens? That's just what has been going through my head. Like, owning things, making money is an amazing thing to have. Some people want to become rich just out of the blue, like just give me that Lamborghini, man. Let me fly off to Dubai and stay there and like start living there like Iman Gadzi. I like watching Iman Gadzi a lot. So I mean I would want to stay in Dubai like him and drive like this G Wagon and I don't know, like these high end cars and just live like this high end life. But he's put in effort over the years. He's taught himself things over the years. And I was actually surprised when I got to realize that he's actually my age mate. Like, what the hell? You're my age mate, and somehow we're just in different parts in life. Like, you're living like a king. You I don't know. Your net worth is it's crazy. Like, you're just doing so well. Me on the other side of the world, I'm I'm just here like I remember meeting with someone and we're like just discussing and they were like, oh, I watched a video on you moving out and finding a place. And he was wondering like, man, how are you paying 500,000 rent? Like me, I can't do that. Me, I can't pay 500,000 rent, like half a million in rent. Better I pay maybe like 350 or 300 grand. Then the other money I can use it like this, like that. Me on the other hand, like I pay 500 grand a month so that I can meet an expectation. Like, I have a cap in my life or a goal right now at this time of my life where I'm like, if I pay 500,000 in rent and I have subscriptions going for this and this, because I really do have, I pay subscriptions up to like 320,000. Yeah, I think it's 320,000 subscriptions. You're going to ask yourself, how? I have Adobe Suite, I have Wi-Fi, I don't know, have what, just to get my work done, just to get my job done. So you're paying like heavy subscriptions, you're paying heavy rent, and then also upkeep, because now you have to like change meals sometimes. Though I try to limit myself to my beans and my cowpeas. Yeah, so like you have these things that you need to achieve. Like you have a certain way of thinking of yourself as having money, right? Me renting here, nice space, nice area. I have food, I have what, and then I just continuously pay for my subscriptions. Like I don't really have a problem when it comes to living. For me, it allows me to tell myself that yeah, you're doing well now. You're progressing in life. And unlike if I was like really hard on myself and I'm like, man, let me just live below my means. Let me just get a place of 350 or 300 grand. Let me not even take on big subscriptions. Let me use pirated. Let me use I don't know why I'm calling them pirated, but like these softwares that you go and hack off the internet. The only thing is nowadays with AI coming in, those AI features can't work when you're using a hacked version of a software. So that's why you can see I'm paying Adobe money. Before I used to tell myself I'll never pay Adobe money. Like I just knew my Premiere Pro, I knew my Photoshop, and I didn't want to know about Adobe. I just had my cracked softwares. Adobe, if you're watching this, yeah, I've had cracked softwares, man. Sorry, but it happens, man. I'm in Africa. Shit is tight over here. So yeah, I had my cracked softwares, but right now Adobe has me, like they have me, man. They have me. So I just have to pay up the money and use some of the AI features because they're like just fasten up things, they speed up things, and also it's just allowed me to like have a good relationship with my clients. Like I deliver high-end work on time. Like everything moves smoothly. So back to my point of how you see yourself, like this person meets me and like, how are you paying all this money in rent and what? But me who's paying the money, like in my head, it allows me to think of myself as having achieved a bit of something, having grown in my life, as opposed to moving from my dad's house to some cheapest place and like I'm just taking a step back from home where everything is, and then no, I just didn't feel like I just didn't feel like that. I just felt like, let me get a nice place. Let me start off well, and I just go from there. In the previous video, in the other video, I was talking about how I faced a problem with my landlord, and how he was even literally telling me like, bro, if you can't pay on time, just find another place to move into. Just find another place. Like I'm like, what? And it's not that I can't pay on time, it's just that I get paid 2 weeks into the month, and I've said that already in the other videos. But that thought, it frustrated me when I first received that message. But again, it later on, I just adjusted my way of thinking. I just told myself, if I want to live in a nice place, there are expectations. There is a way how you're supposed to go about things, and I think that's how things are going about here. So I just need to pay on time. So nowadays, I just make sure I just have money for rent, like just in my account, instead of like spending it all of it. Because usually I would want to buy like some gadget, or just put aside like this amount of money. I've actually had to like adjust how much money I put in my savings so that I can meet this goal. Like just go about it in that way so that I meet these goals. So next move is like to find another client so that I can even make more money. Like that. Like the growth is there. I may not be living like Iman Gadzi and living in Dubai and going crazy, but the small changes, the small expectations that I put on myself every year or even every month. I won't say every year because I usually think like in a yearly basis. Towards the end of 2024 was just like I need to be in my own space. I need to be living and surviving on my own cash. Like I need to be on my own wave, right? And right now it's happening. Now 2025 is here. What is the goal? The goal is to make sure I have like a good savings account, a good emergency account, like just somewhere I can look to, and then I can get my bike. And yeah, like there's a goal that I've set for myself. So as long as I achieve those goals, I tell myself, yeah, so you're actually growing financially, you're actually living your rich life, right? Because you all need to have a rich life. Just have a rich life that you put for yourself, that you set for yourself. And this is something that you set for yourself alone. You're like, this for me is my rich life. And once I achieve it, I'm going to feel good about myself. I might have been frustrated the other time. I'm just like, with the amount of money I'm making, and if I want to make even more money, I might have to just get like more clients coming in, because sometimes with the work I do, not even sometimes, like with the work I do, it's determinant on the numbers. If you're not working with like a high-end body, let's say a government body or an NGO that pays ridiculous amounts of money, I don't even think it's ridiculous. Like, it's not really ridiculous, because the value that you're giving is very much correlated to like the work that you're doing. Because if I give them so much value with a video project that I've done, say I've done for them a documentary, and they put it out on the internet, or they show potential investors and what, and they make even more money because of this video that I've made, and they're paying me this amount of money, it makes sense, right? It makes sense. Because I don't really have much of that yet. I have to work with the people that I have to work within the means with the people that I have, and also sometimes just like try to get other clients coming in. And if I'm trying to like get my numbers really up there, I have to work with so many clients. Especially if I'm not working with like government and these other international bodies and what, I'll have to work so many gigs just to make a high-end income. So like there's really like that problem. Guys, I can't even talk while looking at the camera. Like when I talk and I'm looking into the camera, I just like I mean I'm doing it from time to time, but I just want to look at the side and just think. When you're thinking, you're it's like you're not even using your vision. Like I may be looking at the camera like this, but I'm here. The camera is there, but I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing what's in my head. So that's what's going on. Like I look that side. When I look that side, I'm thinking. I'm looking in my head. Then I just look here, and then I just like talk to you guys, because now I'm talking to the camera. Now I'm being present. But when I look this side, I'm just thinking. Yeah, I know I'm going to figure out this life, and once I reach a level of success, because I know I'm going to get there. I see it. I see the end of the tunnel. With all the knowledge that I have, I see it, and I just need to reach out and get it, and just get a hold of it. I want to reach out and get a hold of it, but I have to take it one step at a time. Once I figure out how to go about a loan without making losses, because like that's the fear now that is in me. If I go and put a down payment on a car, or let me not even say, because sometimes the card, like, there isn't a way for you to make back your money that fast, since cars depreciate fast. I mean, you could get a car and start Uber, but most people here use borders a lot. So you could get a car and your Uber business doesn't reach its heights immediately. Or the risk that comes about with it, maybe mechanical problems, whatever the case. Like, there's so much that is going to there's a risk to it, right? Wow, I've just lost what I was thinking about. My head thinks a lot. It thinks a lot. It thinks a lot. Oh my god, I wish I could go back in the video and then I just pick up on what I was talking about. Yeah. I think I should be doing this like every single day, where I just turn on the camera and I just start talking. Like, I have here notes. I have here questions. So many questions, about 51 of them. Not even questions, they're like prompts for me to come and talk about, like video ideas for me to come and talk about. But bro, when I turn on the camera and I want to talk about things, like, let's say here, for example, here I have a thing that there's a question. I don't want to call it a question, but like a sentence that I wrote. Let's get deep about materialism, overconsumption, spending money. Now that can be something that I can just come and I just talk about, right? But when I turn on the camera and I'm like, today I'm going to talk about materialism and overconsumption and spending money, everything just disappears. Everything just disappears. What I've been doing of recent is, whenever I'm watching like something where I get like really invested on a video, on an idea, I write it down. So like I have 51 of them here. So now this must have been a point where I was watching like videos on materialism and overconsumption and spending money, and I was just like trying to like ease my mind, like get my mind into that way of thinking, of not spending a lot, of being content with the things that I have. Like, that was a period of time. There was a time where I was just in that headspace. I was just like taking on content, on spending money, on budgeting, on being content with what you have, on not wanting like materialistic stuff. And then I just said, maybe I can make a video on this. Then I wrote it down. But say now I want to make content on it, I turn on the camera and like, today let me talk about materialism, and all of a sudden I can't talk about materialism. Maybe what I should do is, whenever like a thought hits my mind, I just turn on the camera immediately and I start shooting. Though most times this happens in the night, like late in the night, I can be so motivated to talk about stuff, because in the night is when I consume a lot of content. During day like this, I mean, I do consume content during day like this, but I sometimes wake up like at 12, like at 1. And even if I wake up like at 12 or 1, I can just be in my bed, just busy scrolling, like just trying to get my energies up. Or if not, I can just stay, like, just look up. I think I should make a video where I'm just like vlogging my entire day. Though that will be me doing something. Like, when I'm vlogging, I'm not going to live my life the way I live it exactly. I'm going to make a vlog with intentions of the viewer, like, with intentions of the viewer, in the sense that I'm trying to paint myself a certain way, which may not really be the case. Because, like, I do work. I work, but I'm active like in the night. Just know. It's time here. Let me first stop recording and I record again. Like, I'm active in the night. The night is when I'm like really motivated, when I'm like really hyped to take on stuff. That's where even like I watch a lot more YouTube in the night than during the day. During the day like this, I just have that thing going on for me, like, should I really dedicate myself to a 1-hour video on YouTube? Because I watch like really long videos. Guys, if you want to get a lot of value from YouTube, just watch like really long videos. Because after watching like one long video, you feel kawa. I don't know, like, you feel kawa, like your mind now is engulfed in that thing that you've been watching. Say I was watching a video on materialism. After watching a 1 hour video on materialism, I feel ready now to save. I feel ready to, all of a sudden, I don't want to buy stuff. I don't want to buy a PS because I've been thinking of buying a PS. I don't want to, I don't want to buy things, man. I don't want to buy a fridge. I don't want to buy a microwave. I don't want to buy anything for my space. Like whatever I have here is enough for me to go about my day, right? But when you're watching those other short videos, I mean, even the short videos can help out. They can get you in that headspace. The only thing with short videos is that with YouTube, with recommending so many different other things, like sometimes you can get carried away and you just jumped and you watch another video. My head is thinking too much here, but yeah, like I usually like to like watch long videos, even listen to podcasts. Podcasts are like one of the best things I like doing, especially when I'm cleaning my room. When I'm cleaning, um, when I'm doing graphics work, because with graphics work, all I just need to do is just like do things in Photoshop. So I can be listening to a podcast while I'm doing graphics work. Um, when I'm taking a walk, listen to a podcast, and you just hear people talking, and now your mind just expands, like your way of thinking just expands. I don't know if I should stop this recording here, but I've liked this. I've liked just sitting down here and just like talking. I don't even know what I've been talking about in the video. I don't even know if it has had a direction, like there's somewhere we're going with our discussion. It's just been turned on the camera. Yeah, let's talk. This makes me feel a lot better about creating content, because most times I'm like so intentional. I'm like, I need to like, speak on this subject and seem like a professional on this subject. Because sometimes I feel like I'm a professional on the subject, especially when you've taken so much information on something. Like you just feel like, yeah, you're professional. Like you know everything about this topic, so you can talk about it like an expert. But it's only something that you just picked up on or something like that. But yeah, guys, comment in the comment section what you've learned from this yap. I don't know if there's anything that I've really touched on in depth, or if there's even a direction that I was going to with this video. I just turned on the camera, I just started talking. I'd actually wanted to talk about freelancing. I want to talk about freelancing and how it isn't like a career path that you should take, and how it's the stuff and all the downsides to freelancing. But I just told myself, man, why being so hell bent on that? Like maybe I will talk about it some other day. Right now, let me just freestyle. And that's the thing, when I be intentional about something, I don't get out the information I want, and it calls me back like crazy. So I just be having those limitations in my head. So I think what I'm going to be doing is I just turn on the camera and I just start talking. But this is just going to make me feel comfortable about content creation. It's just going to make me want to make videos more often, because when I want to take an intentional approach towards making content, instead I shy away from creating content. I decide now not to make content. I tell myself, if I can't speak on this, I'm not going to make a video, and it drags on and drags on and drags on, and I don't make any content. So yeah, so that's been it for this video. Let me just end this discussion because I may continue talking.